Good morning, everyone. Someone is getting the sack for posting these pictures on social media, but of course, as content creators, Newcastle United's new home shirt has been revealed for next season. To tell a brief story before we get into the leaks itself, so Newcastle has already begun to stock up some of the shops ahead of the kit launch for next season because the unofficial kit launch for our new home shirt is May 29th. It's actually this month, which is mental when you put it that way. But Newcastle, of course, with ADIDAS involved now, want an early kit release. And according to several sources that these pictures have been shown across from, this is Newcastle's home shirt next season. So we can talk through it. We can be convinced and we can talk through it knowing that the information we've seen and the photographs online are legit. So we're here in this video now to get through it. I'm not going to mention what workplace it is or what shop it is because I'm not going to get somebody else sacked. I'm not here to do that. I'm here just to show you the photographs. These have already been published on social media, so it's not like I'm stitching somebody over. The stuff's already out there. Someone's chose to make that choice, and now that individual might get in trouble. So I'm just here to show what's been put on social media. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure I get down there, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also let me know your opinions down below. What do you think about this kit next season? And let's start off with perhaps the bits that you may not have seen already on social media. But the back of the shirt, a bit different this time. So on the back of the colour, on previous shirts, you're going back 10 years, it used to be 1892 on the back. Then in more recent years, occasionally you had a couple of old classic badges in the back. But this time, how are the lads? And of course, you have your shirt number and your print underneath, which you haven't seen yet. But how are the lads on the back of the shirt? A new one for us. I don't know if I like the idea of having a chant in the back of our shirt. I don't think it's the end of the world, to be honest. It's a tiny bit on the back of the shirt. It's not something that's going to make or break a kit for me. Speaking of something that is going to make or break a kit, though, I'm going to be honest. When I look at the front and we look at the shirt now, I don't know about you. I'm not a fan of the kit. I actually aren't, and there's a couple of reasons why. Now, the first one may seem a bit nitpicky, but you look at this shirt now, the badge for me has to be inside the stripes. So when it's overlapping two stripes, it just doesn't look good. If that makes any sense, it may come across as a really weird and just almost a point of me just complaining for the sake of complaining, but I just like the badge being in the stripe. I think when it's kind of overlapping two stripes, it comes across as just like off. It just comes across as like it's not supposed to be there. Again, it may seem like absolutely nothing to some of you watching this video, but I guess I'm a bit of a perfectionist. If something for me has to be spot on, and if it doesn't look spot on, it would just do my head in. So yeah, that's the first thing I've realised straight away. It's just the badge is kind of like not here anymore. It's kind of like overlap the black and the white stripe, which I just didn't like. Now the blue collar, obviously around the side, again, adding blue to the shirt, I just not a fan of it. It reminds me quite a lot of the Fun 88 shirts and the Fun 88 days. I'm not the slag Fun 88 off as a brand, but the point was it reminds me a lot of our old kits we had on the Puma, Mike Ashley days. Used to have blue all over the bloody shirt. I just look back at those times, and this kit almost feels like it should be a part of those times. And although it's just a blue that kind of goes around the shirt, again, it's just something I'm just not a massive fan of. There's something about this shirt. I'm going to be honest. I say this every single season, but I look at a shirt online, I tend not to like it, and then I see it in real life and I have a different opinion. That might be the case again this season. When I go to the club shop when it comes out, I might go in person and realise actually I like this shirt a lot more in person. But my original opinion now, when I've seen it in social media, I'm not digging it. I'm just not digging it. Now, whether I dig it or not doesn't matter because I'm going to go and buy the thing anyway. So I can whinge and I can look at it and I can give it a 1 out of 10, a 10 out of 10. It doesn't matter what I score it. I'm going to buy the shirt anyway. But truthfully, I just don't like it. I need to see it in person, but there's a few things in there that just doesn't come across as hopefully the home shirt we wanted. Now, I look at this shirt now, I like it to be fair, and you guys can slag off Custode you want, but I'm going to be honest, I think a lot of the Custode kits I've actually liked over the years. I think our home shirt across the last 3-4 years, I think every single season it's been good. But when I look at the next season, especially after Newcastle's won a cup as well, hopefully, I don't want to jinx it, but hopefully a Champions League team next season. Again, I just didn't. I'm not the biggest fan of this kit. That's all I'm going to say. You guys may have a different opinion. That's completely fine. If you disagree with me, that's fine. Listen, that's not the point of this video. It's not to go through what I think or what you think. The point is just to show you the kit. I'll tell you my personal opinion because I'm intrigued to hear what you guys think. But yeah, the point of it is just to show you what it actually looks like. But according to sources and according to people who, for example, modelled the kit and had a chance to try it on, everyone's saying the kit's spot on. Everyone's saying it is actually true. So yeah, that is, as much as Newcastle and Adidas may not want it to be out, that is meant to be Newcastle's kit next season. And that's the nail on the coffin now. Someone in the warehouses has posted it when they aren't supposed to, and whoever done that, yeah, you're most definitely not allowed to do that. So somebody's probably going to get the sack for that. But in terms of the leaks that are on social media, they're out there now. We can only talk about what's been released. And I hope the away kit and the third kit comes out a bit more to it, because I feel like with this Adidas kit, I need to see it in person. I'm going to be honest, I need to see it in person, but I just haven't digged it on a first impression. In terms of prices for the kits next season, it is going to be on the pricey end at Newcastle United. In my personal opinion, they're probably going to be the most expensive home shirts you can ever buy in the history of the football club. And there are some natural things that go into that, such as price inflation and just how things are now in the UK. But of course, the obvious point being financial fair play, Newcastle maximising profit, Adidas making more money. All of these factors are going to go into it. I'm willing to bet this is the normal shirt now. I reckon this one's going to be upwards of £90, and I'm willing to bet that the pro shirt's the one that the players wear, different material, and from the sounds of it on social media, maybe potentially different design as well. But that one I would have assumed around £120, so it's not cheap. It's going to cost a lot of money, and unfortunately, it's just something that's going to happen at every football club. It's not just a Newcastle thing. I think it's every football club, but especially in terms of prices these days for kits, for merchandise, for just anything related to just every football club, it is most certainly on the steep end, and it's probably going to be Newcastle's most expensive shirt ever. Just a couple more things from me before we wrap things up. Anyone watched that Champions League game last night? Top standard, and to be honest, the entire tie has just been an absolute classic from Inter Milan and Barcelona. Now, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because, again, Newcastle is that close to getting into the Champions League this season, and especially watching something like that, we've got to be in there. We've got to be amongst the best teams out there. If Newcastle truly want to be able to progress from what we've been able to do this season, we've seen it Champions League last season. I think this time, different format, it will benefit Newcastle a lot more, and I think we are much better towards the end of the season than we would have been 2 years ago anyway. So I think once Newcastle buys some players this summer, of course we need to qualify for the Champions League. But I'm so excited to see us potentially in there next season. Got to get it done against Chelsea. I'm a little stressed, I'm a little worried for it, but I'm confident I'll back this team. Let's make sure we beat Chelsea, by the way, because just a reminder, if you were watching my channel about a month back now, a certain Rory Jennings is a Chelsea fan now. If we lose that game, people like him are going to come at us straight away. They're going to come at me, they're going to come at Newcastle, and they're going to come at our fan base. So we need to make sure we get our job done, and let's make sure in terms of any social media noise, we can just wrap it up. Newcastle deserve Champions League football, in my opinion. We have earned it this season. We just need to see it out now, get the results in. But against Chelsea, massive game. Looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a real classic potentially in the Newcastle point of view. But of course for Chelsea as well, they're going to go guns blazing, and they've had a very positive result against Liverpool in their point of view. So I'll play it for that respect. And speaking of this weekend, once again, as I mentioned a couple of times now, I will be playing in a charity game at South Shields in memory of Jack. So this is a 10-year-old lad, was a South Shields season ticket holder, massive fan. Unfortunately, he had a genetic condition in his heart where his arteries just gave out, and because of that, he unfortunately passed away. So his family now have organised a charity event. They politely asked for it to come down, raise some awareness for it, and just to make you aware, I'm going to be playing at the South Shields Stadium on Saturday. So please do, if you are wanting to come and watch, you're wanting to get involved, please do just contact me on any of my social media pages, or just let me know on this YouTube video, and I'm happy to give out more details on that. But yeah, a couple of matches this weekend, quite a busy time. I'm actually going to be in Manchester today doing some social media work as well. So you might see it on social media pages over the next couple of weeks. But basically, this video has been pre-recorded the night before, which is why I'm kind of doing this now at midnight. But yeah, a few things I wanted to kind of address towards the end of the video there. But let me know your opinions in the kit down below. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions. I've seen it's very divided on social media. And of course, everyone's always entitled to have their opinion. And I don't think it's the end of the world whether someone likes or dislikes a kit. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. But my personal opinion, I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I'm gonna be honest. It just doesn't quite dig with me. But my preferences are gonna be completely different to someone else's. So again, walk away from this video and don't take anything from it. But let me know your opinions. Wish you all the best, and we will see you all in the next one.